আসসালামু আলাইকুম, dear viewers. আজকের এই লাইভটি স্ট্রিম হচ্ছে in my social media platforms including my Facebook page, YouTube channel এবং একই সাথে ফাতিহাত একাডেমির ফেসবুক পেজেও এই লাইভটি স্ট্রিম হচ্ছে। Today I am back with a couple of another simulation for the IELTS speaking exam এবং আজকে আমরা আরো কয়েকটি ক্যান্ডিডেটের সাথে স্পিকিং এক্সাম করব। So I hope that you all stay tuned with us. ইনশাল্লাহ আমরা শুরু করব। So আমাদের প্রথম ক্যান্ডিডেটকে আমি অ্যাড করে নিচ্ছি। আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, shall we get started?
Okay.
Okay. This is the official speaking exam of the IELTS English language testing system taking place on 21st of March 2025 online. The candidate is Ms. Tofika Sultana. The candidate number is 457891. The examiner is Faatiha Ayat and the examiner number is 32415. How are you? Hello? শোনা যাচ্ছে আমার কথা? Okay, shall we start again?
Okay.
Okay. This is the official speaking exam of the English language testing system taking place on 21st of March 2025 online. The candidate is Ms. Tofika Sultana. The candidate number is 321546. The examiner is Fatih Hayat and the examiner number is 09871. Good morning. What may I call you today?
Good morning. You can call me Tofika Sultana.
Okay. So now let us start. For the first part, I will ask you a couple of questions and I'd like you to answer them. So how often do you use social media?
I don't open social media because I am student and I study at all time. Sometimes I looking social media.
Okay. Why do you think people enjoy using social media?
They enjoy the social media because they watch some new things and they see new things and new videos. They enjoy that.
So have you ever met anyone online through social media?
Could you repeat the question?
Have you ever met anyone online through social media?
They can use this social media for their life and their future.
And do you think social media is useful? Why or why not?
Yes, it's useful their life because it's help their life, their future, and they know everything with their social media.
All right. Now, moving on to part two, I will ask you a question. I'll give you a cue card, and I'd like you to answer on the topic for 2 minutes. You have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, and you're welcome to make some notes. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, so your cue card is describe a social media platform that you use. You should say what the platform is, how often you use it, what you use it for, and explain why you like or dislike it. You have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say. Your time starts now. I'll put it back on the screen, sorry. Your time is up. You have 2 minutes to speak, and your time starts now.
Okay, I will talk about the YouTube, and it uses more than I eat, and I think it's useful for me, and I think it's useful for me because it's helped me to learn everything it know, and it's helped me to give me new knowledge, and I like this because I want to know everything the platform, and it's it's helped me to give me new knowledge, so that I like this question.
Okay. So that is the end of part 2. Moving on to part 3, I will ask you some more questions, and I'd like you to go a little more elaborate on them. So, how do you think social media influences relationships between people?
Could you repeat the question, please?
How do you think social media influences relationships between people?
Okay, it's help the people to relationship is Facebook. When we Facebook we leave we follow the Facebook, we have so many friends, and we relation with their many people, and we know about them, and we know how they live, and how they say what he want to say.
All right, thank you so much. Do you think that children should be allowed to use social media?
Oh yes, they not they have a lot of they they use lot of social media. They can be like this, but they have a lot of leaving that their family leave their family, they allow it I because they not use this platform not much, and mm, that's I don't I allowed it not they use the platform.
Okay, so what can be done to improve the negative effects of social media on users?
Their negative use of social media, they can be know something new, they get give their knowledge, and they discuss everything there on the friends and on the things. I
Okay, and finally, do you think social media is more important for personal or professional use?
I think it's important to personal and impersonal, because it's personal we knew something, and impersonal um, we discuss with our friends, and we think about that.
All right, that is the end of part 3 of the IELTS speaking exam. সো ডিয়ার ভিউয়ার্স, এর মধ্যে আপনারা অলরেডি দেখতে পাচ্ছেন যে একটি ক্যান্ডিডেট তার আইএলটিএস স্পিকিং এক্সাম দিয়েছে। এখন যদি আমি একটু ফিডব্যাক দেই, তাহলে আমি বরাবর মতো যেরকম সবসময় বলি, আমি বলবো যে এক্সামিনাররা ইউজুয়ালি 4টি ক্রাইটেরিয়ার উপর গ্রেড করে: ফ্লুয়েন্সি অ্যান্ড কোহিরেন্স, লেক্সিক্যাল রিসোর্স, grammatical range and accuracy, and pronunciation. আমি যদি এক এক করে আগাই, তোমার ফ্লুয়েন্সি এন্ড কোহেরেন্সে আই থিঙ্ক তুমি যা বলতে চাচ্ছিলা সেটা আমরা বুঝতে পেরেছি। ইয়োর আইডিয়া ওয়াজ ক্লিয়ার। হাউএভার তুমি সেটা বলার সময় ফ্লুয়েন্ট ছিল না। আমরা দেখেছি যে অনেক সময় তুমি অনেক ধরনের ফিলার্স ইউজ করেছো, যেরকম এরকম ধরনের ফিলার্স ইউজ করেছো। তারপর তুমি তোমার আইডিয়াস গুলি এক্সপ্রেস করলেও তুমি ঠিক মতো সেটি ওয়ার্ডস গুলি ব্যবহার করতে না পেরে ইউ আর ফ্লুয়েন্ট। ফর লেক্সিক্যাল রিসোর্সেস ডেফিনেটলি তোমার ভোকাবুলারি ভালো ছিল, আর একটু ভালো হলে উড হ্যাভ বিন বেটার। ফর এক্সাম্পল, তোমার যদি ট্রানজিশনাল ফ্রেজেস থাকতো, দ্যাট উড অলসো বিন রিয়েলি গুড। গ্রামাটিক্যাল রেঞ্জ এন্ড অ্যাকুরেসি আমরা কয়েকটা জায়গায় দেখেছি যে তোমার গ্রামারে আরেকটু ইমপ্রুভ করা যেত। ফর এক্সাম্পল, আই স্টাডি এট অল টাইম একদম শুরুতে বলেছিলে, এটি আই স্টাডি এট অল টাইম না হয়ে এটা হওয়ার কথা ছিল আই অলওয়েজ স্টাডি ওর আই স্টাডি অফেন, এরকম কিছু একটা। তুমি অলসো বলেছিলে যে ইটস হেল্প দেয়ার লাইফ ওর ইটস হেল্প মি, বা এটা হবে ইট হেল্পস মি, ইট হেল্পস দেয়ার লাইফ। এরকম ছোটখাটো grammatical mistakes আমরা দেখেছি। You could have improved on that. And pronunciation, I think we understood what you were trying to say. So part 2 তে যদি আমি আরেকটু ইলাবোরেট করি, পার্ট 2 তে আমরা জানি যে এক্সামিনাররা চায় আমরা 2 মিনিট ধরে একটি মনোলগ ডেলিভার করি, আমরা 2 মিনিট ধরে কথা বলি। বাট তুমি পার্ট 2 তে 53 সেকেন্ডস এর জন্য কথা বলেছো। সো ইউ হ্যাড অ্যারাউন্ড ওভার আ মিনিট টু টক। তুমি যদি পুরোটা সময় কমপ্লিট করতে পারতে তাহলে ইউ উড হ্যাভ গটন বেটার মার্কস। ওভারঅল আই থিঙ্ক তুমি ভালোই করেছো। একটু ইমপ্রুভ করার জায়গা অবভিয়াসলি রয়েছে। So overall, আমি তোমাকে দিব out of 9, out of a band score of 9, I would give you around a 6 or a 6.5. Okay. Thank you so much. ইনশাআল্লাহ আবার দেখা হবে। Dear viewers, এখন আমরা যাচ্ছি আমাদের সেকেন্ড ক্যান্ডিডেটের কাছে। আসসালামু আলাইকুম। You are muted. যদি please unmute করতেন জি। Okay. So should we get started?
Yes.
Okay. This is the official IELTS speaking exam taking place on the 21st of March 2025 online. The candidate is Ms. Humaira Zarin. The candidate number is 876547, and the examiner is Faatiha Ayat. The examiner number is 432176. Good morning. What's your full name, please?
Good morning. My full name is Humaira Jarin, but you can call me Humaira.
Okay. So let's get started with part 1 of this exam. Do you enjoy learning about different cultures?
Well, yes, I really like to know about other cultures, and it's really important to know other cultures because that's where when we go outside we can match ourselves with uh, other countries, and this is a really good talent. If you absorb this, you will be like the future will be really bright because you know going well with others is very important nowadays to go with the world. So I really like to know about other cultures because other cultures are really interesting as well as our culture. So this gave me much pleasure.
All right. How important is culture in your daily life?
In my daily life, culture is really important because every human has their needs, and culture is one of them. It's really important for human being to know their culture because uh, human represent, human represent themselves in everything. Like you can say their countries, their culture, their language, everything. So, if you want to represent yourself, you have to know your culture. You have to know yourself well. So, I think culture is really important.
How do people in your country celebrate festivals or holidays?
Sorry, I can hear you. Can you ask me the question again, please?
How do people in your country celebrate festivals or holidays?
So this is a really, interesting question. Thank you so much for asking this. I really want to tell you about my culture. So in Bangladesh, people celebrate their culture in basic way. But if you see the basic things, you will be really interested. Especially foreigners, if they want to know about Bangladesh culture, they will be really interested because we know that other countries celebration is very interesting, but we are Deshi Bengalis, so our celebration is different and very interesting. Like in holidays, that can be either Fitr and Eid al-Adha, or things we celebrate like Pohala Boisha. So we especially celebrate with our family. We make delicious foods, and there's nothing really special, but spending time with family is really interesting. So we celebrate with our family, or someone celebrate with their friends, and we make delicious foods. So that's where we celebrate our culture. Holiday.
Do you think cultural values have changed much in recent years in your country?
Yes, I will absolutely say that in my culture, recent the culture things is different because before in Pohla Boishak, if I say one of our holidays Pohla Boishak, before people eat panta bhat, which is our main platter, and people eat this or just take pictures, something like that, or just dancing with family friends. But nowadays, you can see differences like in school or college or university, people do festival occasion, they dance and they wish everyone. And this is far more they celebrate like doing a fair. People go there, take pictures, spend time with family. So differences are a lot to see.
All right, thank you so much. Moving on to part two, I will give you a cue card and I'd like you to speak on it for 2 minutes. You have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, and you're welcome to make notes. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So, I would like you to describe a cultural event or festival that you have attended. You should say what the event or festival was, when and where it was held, what activities or traditions were involved, and explain why it was important or memorable to you. You have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, and your time starts now. All right, your 1 minute is up. You have 2 minutes to talk about this topic, and your time starts now.
Okay. So first of all, there's a lot of festival that have I have attended, and there are a lot of memories. But if I have to choose one, that is last year at Ajinpur, I attended Pohela Boishak, which was April 14, and also that was also Bangla New Year. So we celebrate our Bangla New Year in April 14, and I attended that Ajinpur. So when I go there with my family. So when you go somewhere with your family, that is has to be special because spending time with your family in a special occasion is really enjoyable and you enjoy a lot of things. So that occasion was very special to me because one of the reasons is I went there with my family, which is really memorable for me. I spent with my family and I asked them about Bangla New Year, that how you guys spend your time in that time. I like I asked them about their time and just knowing the difference that how we celebrate Bangla Year right now and how our grandparents or parents celebrated it. So when I get to know about it, I got to know about a lot of cultural differences and that time or this time differences. And also when I go there, I saw many things. Like one of things is people they stall. There are a lot of different type of foods. Like there are not much opportunity in our daily life. We eat, Western foods. We are not really we don't really know our culture or our cultural food. So when I go there, I ask told persons or staff that what food is this, how you make it. When I saw, I learned a lot about my culture, and I even taste them. There is a delicious. I would absolutely recommend all people. And there was some people who there was a group. Maybe they were from university brothers and sisters. There was singing polygon, Hatiwari songs, which is our cultural songs. So uh, I saw a lot of things there, and which was really made me happy. And I was also proud that I am a Bangladeshi by seeing my culture and a lot of things I did there, like talking with my parents, uh, knowing my culture, then taking pictures, then listening to University Brothers. They were singing a Bangladeshi culture song, which is not available right now. So I really got interested in their songs. So I talked with them about this song. That what is this song? Uh, it is really important to know about our culture. Like taking interviews because I'm really curious type of girl. So I get to know about more things about Bangladeshi songs. So it was really memorable for me that I gained a lot of knowledge, even from their people or my parents, whoever. I learned a lot of things, and when I get to know about their things, I really feel proud that yeah, my culture is really beautiful. I should know more about it. So by all of the things mixed it, I feel like that is the most memorable thing I have spent in my life, and I have a lot of gain knowledge from it. So yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Moving on to part three, I will ask you some more questions and I'd like you to elaborate on them. So, do you think globalization has had a positive or negative impact on cultural traditions?
Yes, globalization has a lot of impact on our culture or cultural things. Like before, people don't know about International Mother's Day or Teachers Day like this. But in our culture today, people are not more they like to know more about the global things or other cultures. That's why we are absorbing other cultures things in our service. Like today, people even celebrate Halloween Day or International Teachers Day, many things. So the global really impact our culture, or it really make our culture different. So I think yes.
All right. Should people try to preserve their culture or should they adapt to other cultures?
So this is a really nice question. in my opinion, I would like to say that they should do both. First of all, you have to know your culture more, and then when you think that you know your culture perfectly, then you can absorb other cultures also. Because it's really important to know about other cultures and also respect their culture and to get to know more about them. So I would say that you should do both, but you should have boundaries. You like I have to know more cultural Western things. I will not learn my culture. It's bad. You have to know both, and you should have boundaries in both of things. Like know your culture also, and know also other cultures.
All right. In what ways can learning about other cultures help people understand each other better?
Sorry to hear you.
In what ways can learning about other cultures help people understand each other better?
Okay. So in many things like humans should know about themselves. We understand ourselves, but when we know about our culture or our cultural things, we understand ourselves better more because when you know about your culture better, you can understand yourself better more. Because I think that when you know about other culture, when people learn about their culture, they just being themselves at the same time being other selves. So when you know your culture, you know that who you are and what you should do. So your culture will help you more to know about yourself and being yourself.
All right. And finally, how can schools and universities help students learn more about different cultures?
Oh, sorry, can you ask me the question again, please?
How can schools and universities help students learn more about different cultures?
Okay. So how can school or university? So this is really depend on the school or university that which thing they prioritize more. Do they prioritize their own cultures more or the like and or they like to do other cultural things more. So it depends on the school or university. If the school or university is like I prioritize my own culture more, so their things like maybe school if they celebrate our Bangladeshi culture more, so children will be affected by school or university that they're celebrating my cultures more and if a school or university feels there's holidays on their own, so children will attend them and they will get to know more about their own culture. But if the school is like we more like to be a Western culture school, we don't like our Bangladeshi culture, so it will definitely affect the children. So then when the children will grow up, she or he will like that our school or university was always like Western style. So why I should celebrate my own culture? I like more Western things because children learn from the surroundings, so it will definitely affect. So I will say that this is really important for school and university to prioritize their culture more, and then if they want, they can celebrate Teachers Day, whatever the duration cultures.
All right, thank you so much. That is the end of part 3 of the IELTS speaking exam. So dear viewers, এর মধ্যে আমরা আরেকজন ক্যান্ডিডেটের এক্সামটি দেখতে পেলাম, সিমুলেশন জেলটি দেখতে পেলাম। সো আমি যদি একটু ফিডব্যাক দেই, for fluency and coherence, I think আপনি ভালোই করেছেন. You are fluent in your answers. We were able to understand your answers and what you were trying to say. প্রত্যেকটা কোয়েশ্চেনের যে ডিটেলস ছিল সেই ডিটেলসগুলো কিন্তু আপনি সবই কভার করেছেন। ফর এক্সাম্পল, আমি যেরকম জিজ্ঞেস করেছিলাম যে should people try to preserve their culture or should they adapt to other cultures, এই দুইটা পয়েন্টই কিন্তু আপনি অ্যাড্রেস করেছেন। পার্ট 2 তেও কিন্তু যেই চারটা পয়েন্ট আমি দিয়েছিলাম সেই চারটা পয়েন্টই আপনি অ্যাড্রেস করেছেন। সো ওভারঅল আপনি অনেক ফ্লুয়েন্ট ছিলেন in your answers and you were able to understand what I was asking and you were able to touch upon all the questions. Secondly, for lexical resources, I think your vocabulary was really good. You were able to use a wide range of words and vocabulary in your answers and construct them together into a sentence. For grammatical range and accuracy, আমরা জানি যে কথা বলার সময় টুকটাক স্লিপস হতেই পারে because it just happens in the flow. আপনার স্পিচে বা আপনার মনোলগে কিন্তু আমরা দেখেছি যে এরকম বেশি কোনো গ্রামাটিক্যাল ভুল ছিল না। হাউএভার টুকটাক যে স্লিপসগুলো ছিল দ্যাট ইজ অ্যাকসেপ্টেবল। এক্সামিনাররা এটার জন্য কোনো মার্কস কাটবে না বা বেশি মার্কস কাটবে না বিকজ ইট ইজ known that কথা বলার সময় অনেক ছোটখাটো grammatical ভুল হতেই পারে। And finally, for pronunciation, আপনার pronunciationটা ভালো ছিল. I think you could have improved a little bit more to make it sound more aligned with the normal English language system. পার্ট 2 তে আমরা দেখেছি যে আপনি 2 মিনিট দেওয়া হয়েছিল আপনাকে কথা বলতে, but you spoke for 4 minutes and 26 seconds. আমি আপনাকে আর স্টপ করিনি বিকজ মনোলগ দেওয়ার সময় ইউ হ্যাড দ্যাট ফ্লো, সো আই ডিডন্ট স্টপ ইউ। বাট রিয়েল এক্সামিনেশন দেওয়ার সময় কিন্তু এক্সামিনাররা 2 মিনিটের পর আপনাকে থামিয়ে দিবে। 4 মিনিট ধরে কথা বলাটা ইজ কাইন্ড অফ লুকস আ লিটল বিট ব্যাড টু দি এক্সামিনারসরা যদি আপনার 2 মিনিট আর ফুলফিল হয়ে থাকে তাহলে তারা নিজেই আপনাকে স্টপ করে দিবে। আমি আর আপনাকে স্টপ করে দেইনি। বাট ওভারঅল আই থিঙ্ক মনোলগটার সময় ওই পার্ট 2 তে আপনি ভালোই বলেছেন। If you could have just concise that আর একটু মানে আপনার সব আইডিয়াস যদি শুধু 2 মিনিটেই বলা যেত, that would have been better 4 মিনিটের বদলে। Overall, I think you did really well. আমি আপনাকে for this one, I would give you either a 7 or a 7.5. I think you did really well. And so হ্যাঁ, আপনার যদি কোনো প্রশ্ন থাকে ও না হলে it's fine.
আমার আমার হচ্ছে একটা প্রশ্ন আছে, সেটা হচ্ছে নর্মালি তো হচ্ছে আমরা ইংলিশে যদি ভালো হতে চাই ভোকাবুলারি বা আমাদের হচ্ছে ইংলিশে প্র্যাকটিসটা থাকা লাগবে, বাট আমাদের হচ্ছে সচরাচর যে ইংলিশে বেটার হওয়ার জন্য যে কমিউনিকেশন করতে হবে, সেই কমিউনিকেশন করার জন্য আমরা সেই কি বলে এনভায়রনমেন্টটা পাই না। তা আপনি যে ইংলিশে ভালো, তা আপনি কি ইংলিশে কমিউনিকেট করতেন বা নিজে নিজে করতেন না ওদের সাথে করতেন?
আমি পার্সোনালি অন্যদের সাথে করেছি বিকজ নিজে নিজে কমিউনিকেট করলে আমি জীবনে শিখতে পারতাম না। ইটস বেটার টু বি এবল টু কমিউনিকেট। যেরকম আপনি যদি স্কুল বা এখন যদি আপনি স্টাডি করেন তাহলে আপনার সাথে আপনার ফ্রেন্ডসদের সাথে বা অন্যদের সাথে আপনার সারাউন্ডিং এ যাকেই পান না কেন, just a little bit of practice each day will make you a little bit better. Overall, I think আপনি অনেক ভালোই করেছেন।
থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ।
Thank you so much. আবার দেখা হবে। Okay, dear viewers, now we'll move on to our next candidate. I will add her on the screen. Assalamu alaikum.
ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম। আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
আপনার ক্যামেরাটা যদি এক জায়গায় রাখতে পারেন, like still that would
জি
have been better. জি।
জি জি 1 মিনিট।
Thank you for joining. আমরা জানি যে আপনি যে অলিম্পিয়াডেও ছিলেন। So thank you so much for joining. Okay, so আপনার ক্যামেরাটা যদি একটু নামান because আপনার headroom অনেক বেশি. Yeah, just lower. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Alright, yeah, okay. Should we get started?
ইয়া শিওর।
Okay. This is the English language speaking exam taking place on Friday, the 21st of March, 2025 online. The candidate is Miss Naba. The candidate number is 984561. The examiner is Faatiha, and the examiner number is 321675. Sorry. So, I will give you a topic and I'll give you a couple of questions and I'd like you to answer them. So,
Okay.
what kind of education system does your country have?
Right now, I'm living in Oman. So my country, the Oman has many different kinds of education systems. For example, different school follows different syllabus. For example, my school, Bangladesh School Sohar, follows Edexcel, and Indian School Sohar follows Indian curriculum. We have another school in Oman, Bangladesh School Saham, and it follows Bangladesh curriculum. So it actually depends on different schools on which curriculum they follow and what kind of education system they give. Overall, it's actually good, and our school actually has a good education system.
All right, thank you so much. What was your favorite subject in school?
My favorite subject keeps on changing. It was science and then it changed to math. And my current favorite subject is English.
Do you prefer learning in a classroom or online?
I prefer learning in a classroom because learning in a classroom can help you understand way better without any hacking, like without any hanging in the like just it does in the phone due to online problems, network problems. And learning in a classroom can also help you clear your doubts. Just the moment you have a doubt, you can ask your sir or teacher about your doubt, and they can clarify you eventually.
How do students in your country usually prepare for exams?
um, we are given the exam notice before 1 week the exam, and we are also given a schedule. For example, Sunday we'll have maths, then Monday we'll have a gap, and then Tuesday we'll have another subject. So it keeps on going like that, and we actually prepare at home rather than going to school, because going to school we might revise with the help of teacher, but studying alone is way better.
All right, thank you so much. Moving on to part two, I'll give you a cue card and I'd like you to speak on it for 2 minutes. You will have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, and you're welcome to make some notes. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, so here is your cue card. Describe an important lesson you. Sorry, not this one. Describe an important lesson.
It
Let's see.
actually changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Describe an important lesson you learned in school or university. You should say what the lesson was, when and where you learned it, how you learned it, and explain why this lesson was important to you. You have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, and you're welcome to make some notes. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, so your time starts now. All right, your 1 minute is up. You have 2 minutes to speak, and your time starts now.
Okay, so I studied a lesson called Dyslexia by Benjamin Zephania, and I learned it last term in my school, and it was actually a pretty good chapter. For example, because It was actually teaching us about the struggles of a dyslexic people. And dyslexia is also not a problem, but it's a gifted, if it's a gift from your god, because dyslexia can lead people to creativity and imagination. They have more creativity than normal people like us. Dyslexia people should not be looked down on, because even if they have problems with learning, they are not actually in that kind of situation. They just need support and motivation from people like us. But we normal people don't know that, because and Benjamin Zephaniah wrote this, I think wrote, yeah, Benjamin Zephaniah was also dyslexic, and he wrote about his own life problems. And he said that when he was young, his teachers used to stereotype him. They used to look down on him, because during that time people didn't know about dyslexia. And now, since it's a modern generation, people know about everything. He says that dyslexia is a gift, honestly, because people with dyslexia, though they have problems with learning, though they cannot go for other jobs, like commerce and all like that, they can still go for creativity and imagination. For example, arts. And then, for example, they can use their creativity for like they can use their creativity for helping people with quits and all. So that's what. And also, i I think why this lesson is important, because it has taught me a lot of things. For example, helping people when they're in need, just like dyslexic people.
All right, thank you so much. Moving on to part three, I will ask you some questions and I'd like you to further elaborate on them. So, do you think
Sure.
the education system in your country should be changed? Why or why not?
I think it should be changed to better, because education system is something that's very important for a person. Moreover, education defines a person's life. Without education, no human being can live in this world. Just like street children, they can't study, they don't have that facilities, and government should actually make way for them to study, like free education system. These all should be developing in countries.
Okay. What role does technology play in modern education?
Technology plays a great role. Technology can lead people to good and bad in both ways. It depends on each and every individual on how they use technology. For example, some people use it for good things, such as learning, getting knowledge about what's going on in the world, and some people use it for bad things, like selling drugs and all. So, technology is important, and people should use it wisely.
Okay. Should education be free for everyone? Why or why not?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you right now.
Okay. So, I asked, should education be free for everyone?
Can you repeat it again?
Should education be free for everyone? Why or why not? Are you having internet problems? Hello? Can you hear
Lacking.
me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay, do you want me to repeat the question?
Yes, please.
Okay, I asked, should education be free for everyone? Why or why not?
Rich people can afford their education on their own, while on the other hand, poor people does not have that facilities to support their children with education. So it's actually very important for government to make way or path for these poor children, because every human being is equal in this world. Everyone deserves equal education. Whether it's a rich kid or a poor kid, no one should be left behind. So education should be accessible for everyone.
Of course. Okay. And finally, Do you think that education plays an important role in fighting poverty?
Yes, 100% for this. Because without education, no one can live in this world. Education makes way for you to your success. Without education, you'll have to live a poor life. It's an honest thing. And educate with education, everyone can not only like for themselves. With education, they can make earn a living for their own family as well. Education is something that's very important for every human being because education is a education is a kind of organization that's very important for every single human being. Education lets you know about the world, what's going on in this world, about the future world. It helps you to go further into deeper into what you want to know. And with education, we can help this world even more.
All right, thank you so much. That is the end of the speaking exam. So, dear viewers, ইতিমধ্যে আমরা আরেকজনের স্পিকিং ড্রিলটা দেখতে সিমুলেশন ড্রিল দেখতে পেলাম. Overall, I think you did really well. For fluency and coherence, you were very fluent in your answers. Your ideas were clear. It was clearly structured into a sentence. Lexical resources, your vocabulary was also amazing. We saw different words such as moreover, for example, for instance. এরকম নানান ধরনের vocabulary দিয়ে your sentence structure was overall really good. For grammatical range and accuracy, we saw that you didn't have much grammatical mistakes. টুকটাক একটু মিস্টেক্স হয়েছে, but that's just because of the flow of talking. For example, তুমি বলেছিলে before 1 week the exam, you were talking about the exam and how your school declares it, but instead of saying before 1 week the exam, you should have said 1 week before the exam they let us know, or something like that. But এরকম আমরা দেখেছি যে টুকটাক মিস্টেক্স হয়েছে, but examiner সেটার জন্য মার্ক কাটবেন obviously, because কথা বলার ছন্দটা হয়ে যেতেই পারে. And for pronunciation, your pronunciation was perfect. I don't have anything to say on that. Overall, I would give you a 8 or 8.5. You did really well on this simulation, Jill. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much. Before ending, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
So, like, as we all know that you talk about children's right. So, and people suffering around the world. I would like to ask you about Gaza and Israel. Like, what do you think of it? I want to know about your ideas.
We definitely know that the crisis that's taking place right now has affected many children and women and just a lot of residents of Gaza and Palestine. Mainly, since you're talking about child rights, I will touch upon children and how, because of this war, they're being stripped of many fundamental rights, such as education, which you talked about, and healthcare, and a lot of other basic rights that they're entitled to. We all definitely want that this war end so that the children of Gaza and of Palestine can finally gain their rights again and live a
Of
good life.
course, of course. Thank you so
All
much
right.
for your ideas. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Assalamu
Bye. Dear viewers, এখন ফাইনালি আমরা যাচ্ছি আমাদের লাস্ট ক্যান্ডিডেটের কাছে. আহ, আসসালামু আলাইকুম.
Hello, Assalamualaikum.
ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম. Should we get started?
Yes,
All right. So this is the speaking exam of the International English Language Testing System taking place on March 21st, 2025 online. The candidate is Ms. Munmun Akhtar. The candidate number is 896543. The examiner is Faatiha and the examiner number is 876231. Good afternoon. What may I call you today?
my name is Munmun Akhtar. You can call me by my first name, Munmun.
All right. So, in this first part, I will ask you a couple of questions and I'd like you to talk about them a little bit. Do you think poverty is a big problem in your country?
Um, I can agree with your question. Poverty is a big problem, but in our country, like Bangladesh, we also do have so many so many aspects, so many things to improve ourselves. Like we are um, we are a nation with poverty, but our creativity starts with zero investment. So I don't think that poverty is hindering us. I think only the ideas are hindering us from getting better things.
All right. How do people in your country view poverty?
Can you repeat that question?
Yeah. So, how do the people in your country view poverty?
It's a view
Yeah, like
poverty.
how do they think of poverty? How do they view the concept?
um, can I skip that question?
Of course. Okay. How do you think poverty affects people's lives in many ways?
Poverty affect people's life in many ways. I do agree with that, with your question. I think poverty is that um, poverty just only hinders us to get the basic needs, like home, education system, um, actually education expense, nice clothes. But in our country, for the people who are living in the lower income, they can have um, two or three basic things from our government. So in our society, it doesn't think like a problem. We are regularly finding the solution from this.
All right. Now moving on to part two, I will give you a cue card and I'd like you to speak on it for 2 minutes. You have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, and you're welcome to make some notes. Do you understand?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So let me just share the cue card. Uh, Yes. Describe a time when you helped someone who was in poverty. You should say who the person was, how you helped them, what challenges you faced while helping them, and explain how it made you feel. You have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, and you're welcome to make some notes. Your 1 minute starts now. All right, your 1 minute is up. You have 2 minutes to speak, and your time starts now.
Well, mm, I got a chance to help a people in this month of Ramadan. It was a person who lived in my community, near to my house. The person was really poor, so and every time I saw in my way, I meet this person. So his name is Zubair. So in this month of Ramadan, I think to help him by my fund. we gave a zakat to the poor people. So I decided to give my zakat to this person. So I felt a little challenges to help this people, help this person, because even though he was in a good physique, he can do some manual labor. So that's why I thought that I can give him something that he can he would be able to earn by himself. So I we I and my family make some fund to buy a rickshaw for this person, so that the person can live by his own terms. And even though it's a good thing, but maybe he would help himself. So it felt very rewarding. And whenever I help help, whenever I do get a chance to help this kind of people, I always feel grateful to Almighty, so that He gave me this chance to help this person. And after helping this person, when I met after 10 to 12 days, the person heartwarmingly told me to that told me that he supports his family very well before he had this rickshaw. So it's a very good feeling, I think. It's a very good feeling to helping this kind of poor people, even though the person might have something might have do something illegal in our society. Maybe he can harm to our community, but um, by taking this kind of this decision, buying him a rickshaw, I think provided an unemployed person to having an income, so that he can meet his day end. And um, and in our Islam, we have this kind of notion that sorry we have this thing that the person who is able to have a certain amount of good, the person is bound to serve poor people by helping them a certain amount of fund that is we call zakat. So it's also give people in our community that the poor people who do not meet their life in certain way, but helping the rich person can by helping the rich person, uh, giving away this amount of zakat to that person, the poor people can have a better quality of life. So this trend makes a community much stronger. So it also enables remove eradicate illegal things that sometimes happens, like theft, or um, thefting kind of thing. So uh, that's and thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Now, moving on to part three, I will ask you some questions and I'd like you to elaborate on them. Do you believe that poverty is a result of individual actions or societal factors?
I believe that poverty is a societal fact. Um, no one born with poverty. It's the societal in money in indiscrimination, or you can call it like imbalance to the rich to poor. That's why the person whenever a child born, he don't know about poor or poverty. But when realizing society just behave that with that person, that he is a poor kid, or he might get some need or aid. So it's basically, I think, in society behavior. um,
Okay. Thank you so much. How can governments help reduce poverty in their countries?
in Islamic country, like in Bangladesh, um, government is taking this kind of step, like having zakat fund, or having a zakat fund. Rich people helps to the poor. I will like to give an example of a private organization, that is Asuna Foundation. They are giving away, and they are raising their fund by investing from rich people, by collecting rich people's zakat, and they are investing this amount of zakat um, to the um, uh, to the poor people, who are enabling their life, and are giving them a chance to get employed, so that they don't have to beg opportunities from rich people.
All right, and finally, how does poverty affect children and their development?
I think poverty affect children. Children. Um, I'd like to take a moment to answer this question. No child born with poverty. It's just the society behaves the child, and that you are born with poverty. So when this that when the kid enter to its development era, like 5 or 6 years, the child get from the society that I am a poor kid, so I don't have anything, or my father or mother don't have that ability to give me all those things that I want to have. So this small development in this small notion grow up in that child, and they are and that child um, that child grows with this kind of mentality, that is poverty is hindering, um, or is the main problem to get any better opportunity. So this this development, I think, had a very great influence in that child's life. Sometimes it's gonna affect positively, and sometimes it's gonna affect negatively. But I think most of the child try to in our country try to get this notion in a positive way.
All right, thank you so much. That is the end of part 3 of this speaking exam. So dear viewers, এর মধ্যে আমরা আরেকজনের সিমুলেশন জেল দেখতে পেলাম। আমি যদি আপনার একটু ফিডব্যাক দেই তাহলে বলবো ফর ফ্লুয়েন্সি অ্যান্ড কোহিরেন্স আমরা জানি যে আপনি আপনার যখন উত্তর দিচ্ছিলেন যখন অ্যান্সার করছিলেন ইউ আর ফ্লুয়েন্ট ইন ইউর অ্যান্সার্স ইউ নিউ ইউ হোয়াট ইউ ওয়ার গোনা সে আপনি আপনার আইডিয়াস ভালোভাবে এক্সপ্রেস করতে পেরেছেন you were able to express your ideas and convey them at the same time আপনি অনেক coherent ছিলেন lexical resources I think you did especially well we saw a lot of different vocabularies such as notion mentality hindering এরকম নানান ধরনের vocabulary use করে আপনি কিন্তু অনেক ভালোই করেছেন grammatical range and accuracy তো বেশি একটা ভুল ছিল না একটু grammar ভুল ছিল but আমরা জানি that's maybe just because of কথা বলার মানে সময় যা হয়ে যায় and pronunciation I think you were really well আপনি আপনার answer দেওয়ার সময় you knew what to touch upon আপনি আপনার অ্যান্সারে কি বলবেন বা যে স্পেসিফিক ডিটেলস গুলো ছিল you were able to like focus on those পার্ট 2 তে আমরা জানি যে এক্সামিনাররা চায় আমরা ইউজুয়ালি 2 মিনিট ধরে কথা বলি However, আপনি আপনার অ্যান্সারে কথা বলেছেন for 5 minutes and 23 seconds. আমি আপনাকে আর স্টপ করিনি বিকজ কথা বলার সময় you had that flow so আমি আপনাকে কথা বলতে দিয়েছি but 2 মিনিট পরে এক্সামিনাররা আপনাকে নিজে থেকে থামিয়ে দিবে যদি যখন আপনি অ্যাকচুয়াল এক্সাম নেবেন তখন 2 মিনিট যখন হবে তখন এক্সামিনার আপনাকে থামিয়ে দিবে আমি আপনাকে আর থামাইনি বাট আই থিঙ্ক যদি আপনি আপনার অ্যান্সারটা একটু কনসেস করতে পারতেন তাহলে definitely you would have gotten more marks. Overall, I think you did really well. I would give you a 7.5 or an 8 for this one. You did really well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Dear viewers, এখন আমরা যাচ্ছি আমাদের next candidate এর কাছে. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Walaikum salam. If you could unmute, আপনি mute করা.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. আপনার ক্যামেরাটা একটু নামাতেন অনেক হেডরুম তো just yeah all right আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে thank you so should we get started
Yes.
This is the speaking exam of the International English Language Testing System taking place on Friday, the 21st of March, 2025 online. The candidate is Miss Mahir Sultana Smita. The candidate number is 986523. The examiner is Faatiha Ayat and the examiner number is 478249. Good afternoon. What is your full name, please?
My full name is Mahir Sultana Smita.
And what may I call you today?
Smita.
All right. So for this first part, I will ask you some questions and I would like you to briefly answer them. How often do you see advertisements in your daily life?
Repeat.
How often do you see advertisements in your daily life?
Okay. My often daily.
Okay, should we go to a different topic? Can you hear me?
After.
Can you hear me? Can you hear what I'm saying?
My daily life is.
Actually, let's go to a different question. Do you think it's important to stay healthy?
কিছু বোঝা যাচ্ছে না
কথা শুনতে পাচ্ছেন না?
না আরেকটু
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে. Do you think it is important to stay healthy?
Healthy is very important because কিছুই বোঝা যাচ্ছে না
কথাটা বুঝতে পারছেন না?
No.
আচ্ছা, আরেকটা প্রশ্ন করি তাহলে।
Okay.
Okay. How often do you exercise?
Exercise is very important in our life. It is exercise is very important. It is I exercise. Sorry, I do exercise every morning. It help. Very help. It is helpful for our body. It is very. Mm,
আচ্ছা, আরেকটা প্রশ্নে যাই তাহলে। Um, what types of exercise do you enjoy, or what type of exercise do you do?
I do exercise like enjoy like jump rope is
Mhm.
jump rope is game and it's exercise. It is very helpful. I do exercise in the morning.
Okay.
Uh,
So let's move on to part 2. So in this part, you will have 2 minutes to speak. Is that all right with you? Okay. So I'll give you a topic and I'd like you to speak on it for 2 minutes. Uh, Yes. So describe a time when you tried to improve your health or fitness. You should say what you did to improve your health or fitness, when and where you did it, why you decided to do it, and explain how you felt after trying to improve your health or fitness. You have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say. And you're welcome to make some notes if you want. Your time starts now. You can think about what you want to say. All right, your 1 minute is up. You now have 2 minutes to speak on this. Your time starts now.
I improve my health for exercise. I do in exercise. I do in the morning, and I exercise jump rope. It's it's a very important exercise in my life, in our life. It is exercise is very helpful.
All right, so should we move on to part 3?
Hmm?
Should we move on?
Yes.
Okay. So for part 3, I will give you a couple more questions and I'd like you to elaborate on them. Do you think that modern technology helps or hinders people in maintaining a healthy lifestyle?
Repeat. Uh,
Do
Repeat
you think
again.
that do you think that modern technology helps or hinders people in maintaining a healthy lifestyle?
Exercise. হুম, সেটা তো হচ্ছে মানে আমি বলতে পারছি না।
কোয়েশ্চেনটা কি আবার বলবো?
Yes.
Okay. Um, do you think that আচ্ছা অন্য একটা প্রশ্ন করব।
অন্য আরেকটা।
অন্য একটা ঠিক আছে। Do you believe that diet or exercise is more important for good health?
I believe exercise. It is very helpful our body, and I I do exercise in the morning.
Okay.
Exercise
How do you
our
think? Yeah, but continue.
exercise exercise our body. Exercise keep our fitness. Exercise is not ex- and exercise is very important for
Okay.
fitness.
Let's end part 3 there. ঠিক আছে? Um, আমি যদি ওভারঅল আপনাকে একটু ফিডব্যাক দেই, আমি বলবো যে for fluency and coherence, it would have been better if you would be able to touch upon all the points in the question. কোয়েশ্চেনে যা বলা আছে সেটার উপরেই একটু অ্যান্সার দিলে ভালো হয়। সেটার উপরেই লাইক সেই কোয়েশ্চেনের মধ্যে যে পয়েন্টস গুলো ছিল প্রত্যেকটা পয়েন্ট ধরে যদি অ্যান্সার করতে পারতেন that would have been much better. Lexical resource আমরা দেখেছি যে আপনি আপনার উত্তরে you kind of said the same thing over and over again that you like to exercise. মানে এরকম ধরনের টপিকসে একটু মানে because these are overall very common knowledge questions এটার উপরে আরেকটু প্র্যাকটিস করলে নিজের প্র্যাকটিস করলে আরেকটু ডেফিনেটলি ভালো হতো। Pronunciation ঠিক ছিল, but for grammatical range and accuracy, lexical resource, fluency and coherence আমরা দেখেছি যে এরকম নানান ক্ষেত্রে আপনি আপনার অ্যান্সারে অনেক সময় কোয়েশ্চেন যা জিজ্ঞেস করেছে তাই মানে সেটার উপর উত্তর দিতে পারেননি, অন্য কিছুর উপরে উত্তর দিয়েছেন। সো আরেকটু প্র্যাকটিস করলে ডেফিনেটলি ভালো হবে। Um, আমি আপনাকে for this one I'd give you around a 5 out of 9. Um, আরেকটু প্র্যাকটিস করে আসবেন।
Okay.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to our final candidate. Uh, আমাদের final candidate কে add করে নিব। আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
Hello. Walaikum assalam.
Are we ready to start?
Yeah, start.
আপনার ক্যামেরাটা যদি একটু নামাতে পারেন, আপনার হেডরুম অনেক বেশি, ক্যামেরাটা একটু নামান।
Okay.
জি, yeah, ঠিক আছে, thank you. This is the speaking exam of the International English Language Testing System taking place on Friday, the 21st of March, 2025, online. The candidate is Miss Sadia. The candidate number is 789432. The examiner is Faatiha Ayat, and the candidate number is 71243. What is your full name, please?
It's Sadia Alam.
And what may I call you today?
You can call me as Sadia.
All right. How often, in this first part, I'll ask you a couple questions and I'd like you to briefly answer on them. How often do you see advertisements in your daily life?
I mostly see advertisements on my social media, and other than that, sometimes I receive some email in case of that, and other than that, I watch this advertising on television.
All right. Do you think that advertisements are useful? Why or why not?
It's really useful because I can try new things and I can buy lots of things online by watching all these things.
Have advertisements influenced your purchasing decisions before?
Yes, it changed because before I used to buy things physically, but now because of this advertising, I changed my the way I buy things. So yeah, it really have some impacts in my life.
Are advertisements in your country mostly in English or are they in your local language?
I mostly see advertising in English because there are lots of advertising from different parts of the world. So it's mostly in English. And in my local language, there are so rare advertising I saw.
All right. Moving on to part two, I will give you a cue card and I'd like you to speak on the topic for 2 minutes. You have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, and you're welcome to make some notes if you want. Do you understand?
Okay.
Okay. So I want you to describe an advertisement that you remember well. You should say what the advertisement was about, where you saw it, what made the advertisement memorable, and explain why this advertisement made an impression on you. You have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, and your time starts now. All right, your 1 minute is up. You have 2 minutes to speak on the topic, and your time starts now.
Okay, so advertising I'm talking about is a thing I bought from online. So I saw advertising on Instagram. It was about the skincare. So I thought first I thought that it might be a boring to buy things from there, but after that I saw lots of review from there, and I thought that I should try that. And after that I just online ordered that thing from online, and after receiving that I saw a huge impact after using that product on my skin, and it was really a good impression for me because it changed a lot of things on my skin. So yeah, I really had impact of that product. And other than that, after using that product, I put some good review on that product, the thing I bought that product from. And it has a really huge impact on my skin, and I guess it would be good for everyone other than me also. And I guess it will be good for everyone to buy and try things from advertising, and it's really a good everyone to try different kinds of things from advertising things.
All right, thank you so much. Moving on to part three, I will ask you some questions and I'd like you to elaborate on them. So, how do advertisements affect people choices when buying products?
Okay, in some cases it makes people really confusing because they have lots of options to buy things. But in some cases they are really helpful because they can easily choose, and they have lots of options. So it's really having a huge effect on people's life. And because of this advertising, people can try different kinds of things, and it become more easy for them.
All right. Can advertising influence our culture and lifestyle?
Yeah, of course it can change and affect our culture and lifestyle because because of this advertising there are people who are trying different kinds of things. They want to change how they are using their products, and because of this they are uh, trying new things again and again, and I guess it's really having a huge impact.
What are the most effective ways to advertise a product?
I guess by using the social media is the most effective way to advertise anything, because people nowadays are using this kind of things and they mostly see all the advertising in that media. So I guess that's a best idea to advertise any new products.
And finally, do you think that advertising targets children too much?
In some cases it's really having a negative impact for the children, because they maybe get too much stubborn because they want to buy that specific things. In that case it's really getting a negative side, and other than that I guess it's really fine for the kids to use the advertising, but their parents should be more responsible for buying their products in case of advertising.
All right, thank you so much. That is the end of part 3 of your speaking exam. Dear viewers, এর মধ্যে আমরা আরেকজন ক্যান্ডিডেটের স্পিকিং সিমুলেশন ড্রিল দেখলাম। Before আমি আপনার ফিডব্যাক দেই, I just want to say thank you so much for joining. আমরা জানি যে আপনি কাতার থেকে জয়েন করেছেন। Before we've had people come from Oman and Saudi Arabia as well. So আপনি যে এত দূর থেকে জয়েন করেছেন, thank you so much for that. আমি যদি আপনাকে একটু ফিডব্যাক দেই based on your delivery, তাহলে আমি বলবো যে for fluency and coherence, you are very fluent and coherent as well. We knew what you were trying to say. আপনি আপনার answerটা fluently deliver করতে পেরেছেন. So very good job on that. Lexical resources, your vocabulary was also good. You were able to touch upon all the points that I mentioned. Your vocabulary was good. Your choice of words and how you structured them was also very good. Grammatical range and accuracy তে I didn't see a lot of grammatical mistakes. টুকটাক যা হয়েছে that is because of কথা বলার সময় আমরা জানি যে sometimes in the flow টা
Simply
হয়, but
এরকম
overall
কনফিউজ হয়ে যায়।
of course, but overall আপনার গ্রামারটা অনেক ভালো ছিল, and pronunciation I think you were really well. Pronunciation আমার কোনো feedback নাই. I think you did overall really well in your delivery. আমরা জানি যে part 2 তে এক্সামিনাররা চায় আমরা 2 মিনিট ধরে একটি
একটু
monologue deliver
এলাবোরেট
করি।
করলে বেটার হতো আই গেস।
Yeah,
হ্যাঁ।
আপনি আপনার answerটা দিয়েছেন for around 1 minute and 13 seconds. So you
ও
had around uh 20 and so 47 more or 46
মোর।
or 47 more yeah seconds left. So ওই টাইমটা ফুলফিল করলে আরেকটু ভালো হতো. But overall I think you did really well. I would give you around a 7 or a 7.5 for this one.
থ্যাংক ইউ।
Yeah, thank
ওকে,
you
থ্যাংক
so
ইউ।
much for joining. Thank you. Dear viewers, that was the end of all of the speaking simulation drills that we had. আপনারা যদি এরকম আমার সাথে লাইভে স্পিকিং এক্সাম বা স্পিকিং সিমুলেশন ড্রিল দিতে চান, তাহলে এই লাইভের নিচে দেওয়া থাকলো সেই লিঙ্কটা, সেই ফর্মের লিঙ্কটা কমপ্লিট করে আমাদের 3টা প্যাকেজের যে কোনো একটা প্যাকেজ চুজ করে নিতে পারেন বেসড অন ইয়োর কনফিডেন্স লেভেল। থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ ফর ওয়াচিং দিস ওয়ান। এবং again ফর্মে দেওয়া থাকলো আমাদের 3টা প্যাকেজ হচ্ছে এক্সাম ম্যাটার্স, এক্সাম ওয়াইজ এবং এক্সাম নেক্সট। এক্সাম ম্যাটার্সে আমার সাথে এরকম লাইভে স্পিকিং টেস্ট দিতে পারবেন এবং তার সাথে আরো 4টা লিসেনিং, রিডিং এবং রাইটিং দিতে পারবেন। ফর এক্সাম ওয়াইজ আপনারা লাইভে না কিন্তু তাও আমার সাথে বা আমার টিমের একজনের সাথে একটি 1-to-1 স্পিকিং সেশন দিতে পারবেন এবং এর সাথে আরো মোট 12টি অর্থাৎ 4টি রিডিং, 4টি রাইডিং এবং 4টি লিসেনিং টেস্ট দিতে পারবেন। এবং এক্সাম নেক্সট হচ্ছে আপনারা যদি একদম ফুললি কনফিডেন্ট হন দ্যাট ইউ আর রেডি ফর দি এক্সাম, তাহলে আমাদের মাধ্যমে একটি অফিশিয়াল এক্সাম বুক করে আপনারা আপনাদের লাস্ট মিনিট প্রিপারেশনের জন্য 40টি এক্সামিনেশন বা 40টি সিমুলেশন ড্রিল পাবেন, যেখানে আপনারা এরকম প্র্যাকটিস করতে পারবেন ফর ইয়োর লাস্ট স্টেপ। So I hope that you choose one of these packages. Formটা again দেওয়া থাকলো নিচে in under this live. Thank you so much for watching. Assalamu alaikum.